So our world is surrounded by solutions, and we're dependent on a wide variety of solvents and solutions. And you should be familiar with them as we cover this chapter. Solutions is a foundational, or the study of the solutions are foundational to the topics we're going to cover in later chapters, namely chapter 15 when we talk about chemical equilibria, or chapter 16 when we talk about acid-base chemistry, or even chapter 17 if we get into electrochemistry. And they all take place within solutions. So it's important for us to understand this chapter 12, which is on solutions. Because of this, one of the sections that we're going to cover, which is measuring the concentration, should be really something we focus on when we're covering this. And I think this is where we get into the idea of molarity and molality. And so what we're going to do is we're really going to try to see if you understand how to measure this, especially molarity. I think that's a really important thing. Let's see. Let me kind of the dissolving process and types of solutions. Molarity, solubility, okay. Oh, okay, and then the difference of pressure, and then molarity calculations. Essentially, what molarity is calculating is kind of like figuring out the density of something. It's how many moles of the solution you have, or the solute that you are trying to dissolve into it, divided by how many liters of the liquid you're using, or the solution you're using. And a lot of times that's liters of water, because we're diluting this substance by, we have this amount of substance, and we're diluting it in this many liters of water. So the concentration of that is a good measure of molarity. So you can kind of think of it, I guess my favorite way to think of molarity is kind of like, how do you like your powdered lemonade? You ever make lemonade from the powder? See, my parents are kind of cheap, and so they used to make like a huge pitcher of water, and they would put in like what you should normally put in for a glass of water. They would put that much inside of the thing, and essentially it'd just be like slightly colored water, and it would taste terrible. And so that's a certain concentration of the lemonade. Whereas, I like to follow the directions, and so I would put the exact amount however the box says. And so then that would be like the normal molarity. Some people like to really make it sweet, and they basically like to eat the powder itself and maybe have a side of water on the side. And that's a different concentration. So your molarity is kind of a measure of how strong you want a substance or a solution. I hope that made sense.